で気がかりなことというのは、千穂さんは何かとお客さん扱いされているんです。
The source of my anxiety, though, is the way that Chiyo-san is treated as a tourist. You mean the final course tourist thing?
はい。
Yes. What does that mean exactly? I've been wondering about that. At my question, the two exchanged a troubled glance.
そうね。これっていう意味があるわけでもないんだけど。
That's right. I suppose the meaning wouldn't be immediately clear.
番宣のは前期課程からの一貫教育という話は前にしたわね。
Vaguely. Do you remember that I explained to you how Vincine's education begins with primary course? Yeah.
生徒の大部分は前期課程から入学するわ。たまに中期課程から入る子もいるけれど、後期となるとめったにいない。
The majority of students here begin with primary course. You occasionally get students who enter in intermediary, but very few are at final.
だから浮いてしまうのよ。
So, they have a hard time fitting in. Oh, right. Tammy-san mentioned that too. Well, as part of the news club, I know a thing or two, and that's what she said. Chiyo-san never really fit in.
それに番宣のにはとても独特で濃密な空気があるわ。マサヤさんも出会った夜言っていたわね。
In addition, Vincine's has a distinct atmosphere. You mentioned it the night I met you, Masaya-san.
私の喋り方が少し変わっていると。
You found my way of speaking rather peculiar. Oh, right.
一時が万事その調子だもの。中期課程ならそれでもそこそこは馴染めるでしょうけれど、後期となると正直難しいでしょうね。
You can imagine what happens then. Beginning from intermediary, one can fit in eventually, but it's very difficult for the final coursers.
私はそんな風潮も変えていいのよ。共学科にはそれも含まれているわ。
I wish to change that tendency as well. That is another part of my desire for co-education.
私も同感です。
I feel the same way.
瑠璃子さん。
Yuriko-san.
以前の私がそうした問題意識を持っていたとはとても言えません。ですが、
I cannot say that I was always aware of the problem. However,
千穂さんとお友達になってから強く感じるようになったのです。
since befriending Chiyo-san, I have noticed a powerful sense of discrimination towards her.
入った時期と人柄に関係などあるはずがありません。なのに色眼鏡をかけて見てしまう。
There is no connection between one's period of enrollment and one's character that I can see. And yet, we act as though there were.
そんなのはきっと馬鹿げているんです。
I believe that this is all small-minded.
その通りよ。瑠璃子さんに同意してもらえて、私としても心強いわ。
That's exactly right. I can't even speak. I stayed high too long. That's exactly right. I'm so glad to hear that you agree with me, Yuriko-san.
そんな。
It's nothing.
あ、そうだ。瑠璃子さん、ぜひ白百合会の会友として私たちの活動に協力してもらえないかしら。
Oh, that's right. Yuriko-san, would you be willing to work with us as an affiliate of the White Lily Society?
微力ではありますが、喜んで。
Though, I do not know how much help I will be. I will gladly participate. And so will Panterbell.
ありがとう。
Thank you. The two shook hands, and we had our first affiliate. Panterbell was dancing on her shoulder. I shook hands with her as well. Once it was finished, Yuriko-san stared at her hand in disbelief.
私男性の肌に触れたのは初めてです。
This is the first time that I have ever touched a man's skin. It's just a handshake.
それもそうですね。
That is true.
それで話は戻りますが、
Anyway, to return to the point,
千穂さんは入学以来何度も傷つけられているんです。本当にこうした風潮は変わってくれるといいのですが。
Chio-san has been wounded many times since entering the school. I truly hope that we can change things for her. But Chio did seem to notice when she heard the others whispering about her.
昨日のことなんですが、そうしたことの影響があって千穂さんは誤解してしまったのではないかと、そう思うんです。
And you're probably right. And it may have affected Chio-san's thinking, just that she misunderstood your words. That is what I believe. Misunderstood them? How?
借金のことを隠したのは千穂さんの心変わりを恐れたから。マサヤさんの考えをそのように誤解したのではないかと。
Perhaps she believed that you hid the matter of your debt from her because you believed her to be faithless. I remember the incomplete thought she had expressed to me the day before. Messiah, even you treat me that way? I can't believe she'd think that. We were childhood friends and everything. But as Yuriko-san said, it may have been the influence of the school that led her to think that way. Well, now that I know what she's thinking, we can fix it. I'll talk to her again tomorrow.
頑張ってください。何しろ二人は将来を誓い合った仲なのですし。
Just talk to her in the recreation room. Yes, please do your best. After all, you pledged yourselves to each other once.
そうだったの？
I think she means as childhood friends. What? You did? No, it's not like that. But what? Where did that come from, Yuriko-san?
違ったのですか？私てっきり幼馴染とはイコールそういう存在なのかと。
Am I wrong? That is what I assumed it meant to be childhood friends. No, the term seriously doesn't have that implication at all. Yuriko-san was intelligent, but she was also the kind of girl who had never seen boxers before. And there was her reaction to our handshake, too. She was the kind of person who showed that being intelligent and being knowledgeable were not necessarily the same thing.
何よ、もう焦ってしまったじゃない。
Look at me. I'm so flustered.
驚かせてしまってごめんなさい。
I apologize for startling you.
そうよ、驚いてしまったじゃない。
That's what I meant. I'm so startled. I couldn't quite understand what the difference was myself.
じゃあ、マサヤさん、今度はあなた一人で行ってちょうだい。で、結果を報告してくださる？
Well, Masai-san, I believe you should go by yourself this time. Please, inform us of the results. Roger. And on to Friday, day 15. Unfortunately, the results weren't much to talk about.
何よ、もう。
What do you want now? Chio moved away swiftly, and I picked up the pace meter. We ended up in the rose garden. Wait a minute, at least hear me out, please. Or are you just never going to talk to me again? Look, I was really happy to see you again.
バカ。
Idiot. Huh?
早く言いなさいよ、聞いてるから。
Just spit it out. I'm listening. Right. Finally, I explained to her about the mob coming after me. However,
はあ
so, her reaction was still cold.
何よそれ。校長先生の時も思ったけど、マサヤって本当に言い訳が下手よね。
Are you kidding me? You're bad at making excuses in the headmistress's office, and you're bad at making them now. Excuse, what? But I'm telling you the truth.
いくら相手が危ない人だからって、なんで本人じゃない別の他人に絡んでくるのよ。
Well, they did go after Rise. Prove that point. Really is like a debate. No matter how dangerous they were, why would they go after someone who had nothing to do with you? It's just, well, even though it was my old man's debt, they were still coming after me. So,
親子と幼馴染じゃ根本的に違うでしょ。
a son is not the same as a childhood friend. Well, that is true, but
そうよ。私たちは単なる幼馴染で、恋人とかそういうあれならともかく。
it is true. We were just friends after all. It would be different if we were a couple, of course.
それで借金取りの目がこっちに向くなんてあるはずないじゃない。
But I can't imagine they would ever come after me to collect on your debt. But listen, Chio, you know how dangerous the goons are, don't you?
はあ？知るはずないじゃない、ヤクザのことなんか。
Huh? Why would I know anything about the mafia? That was true.
マサヤだって知ってるとは思えない。さっきから適当なことばっかり。
I don't think you really know either. Honestly, I think you're just making things up. No, I really do know. Though my source was the old man. That old bastard is so good with words. He'd had me fully convinced the goons were dangerous. Though in the end, it still seems like he was right about that. Well, since I never got to tell you personally, I guess it wasn't obvious how scared I was.
伝わるはずないでしょ。もう話してってば。
Of course it wasn't. Now let me go. It wasn't until she said that I realized I was holding on to her wrist. The moment I let her go, she turned on her heel. Well, she's always been fast on her feet.
マサヤバカ。
Oh, and changed perspectives. Jeez, stupid Messiah.
私だってあんたと仲直りしたいのに。
Then just do it. I want to make up with you so badly.
どうして変な嘘つくのよ。
Why do you keep lying to me? But he's not. More misunderstandings. And that's how it turned out.
困ってしまうわね。まあ確かに一見すると嘘っぽい話ではあるのだけど。
That is troubling. Although, at a glance, it does seem like an unbelievable story. Yeah, I can't really deny that.
ゆうべ私はバンセンヌに入学したことが影響を与えたのではないかと言いましたが。
Last night, I speculated that it was her time at Vincennes that had affected her.
それに加えてマサヤさんが梨のつぶてを続けたことも良くなかったのかもしれませんね。
But it appears that the lack of communication from you may have exacerbated the issue. Exacerbated.
ともあれ、千穂さんは詳しい事情を知らなかったのですから。
After all, Chio-san doesn't know the details of the situation. Yeah, that was true. That's what I've been so worried about, why I had wanted to see her. I couldn't count the number of times I found myself somewhere, looking up at the sky, eyes filled with tears as I thought of Chiho and my friends. But I couldn't make her understand that. And not knowing their circumstances was making it worse.
この1年の間に千穂さんの心はすっかり凍ってしまったのかもしれません。
So she's as cold as ice. Chio-san's heart appears to have entered a deep freeze over the past year. And Pinterell's hot again. Yeah, you might be right about that.
そんな心を優しく溶かしてあげられるのはマサヤさんの熱いパッションだけですよ。
Yeah, you guys always word things weirdly. But it may be Masaya-san's warm passion that will melt that ice. Right. But that's where the conversation stalled. Yuriko-san's mention of warm passion didn't seem to have any concrete plan attached to it.
私ちょっと思ったのだけど、マサヤさんの心配は結果的には遠を得ていた。であるならば、
I did have an idea. Masaya-san's concern proved correct in the end, which means,
実地に試してみればいいんじゃないかしら。
what if we simply demonstrated it to her? But how would you do that? Demonstrated what?
極悪組の危険性を。
The danger of the goons. And endanger
あの
her?
レストランで2人でいただけで、あの連中は私に声をかけてきたわ。
They came up to me just because they saw us together in that restaurant.
だったら相手は千穂さんでも事情は同じじゃないかしら。
So what if the same thing happened with Chio-san in my place? Good luck to asking her to dinner, though. Oh, I see. Run them out. But wouldn't that be a little dangerous? Of course it would be.
どうして？だってあなた喧嘩が強いのに。
You give me too much credit. What do you mean? You're excellent in a fight, after all. I am? I don't really think so.
だって手下みたいな人の下じゃないの。
That might be it. But then, they must simply be poor fighters. But we don't know for sure if that's the case. The truth was, I haven't had a day's worth of real training. The idea makes me pretty anxious. Would be one thing if it were just me. But to bring Chio into it?
確かにそうね。計画として軽率に過ぎるかもしれないわね。
That is true. It may be a bit too reckless to be practical.
つまりいざという時の危険性が取り除ければいいのでしょうか？
By that you mean, if we could mitigate any possibility of danger, it would be acceptable? Well, I guess. But
ではお父様にお願いしてボディーガードについてもらうのはいかがでしょう？
in that case, what if I were to ask my father to assign a bodyguard? I forgot you guys are rich. What? You can do that? Yuriko-san nodded and cursed.
帰省した時に外出の際などは必ずつきますので。
When I am at home, he always assigns me one when I go outside. But I don't think you have to run around past the security guards here at the campus again. I see. And break the rules.
それはいいわね。善は急げと言うわ。できれば明日にでも。
That's a good idea. As time is of the essence, we should begin tomorrow if we can.
はい、お父様に聞いてきますので、ちょっとお待ちになってください。
Yes, I will make the request to my father. Please, wait a moment.
本職のボディーガードがいれば心配いらないのではなくて？
Not if he gets shot. You'd be really worried then. If you have a professional bodyguard, there should be nothing to fear. Am I correct? Yeah, I guess so. Wow, but that was a surprise.
ボディーガード？
The bodyguard? Yeah, normally would have thought that sort of thing was impossible.
バンセンヌに前期から入学した人の家庭はおしなべて裕福だわ。
The students who attend Vincennes, starting in primary course, are all from wealthy families.
けれどルリコさんの家は中でもとびきりなの。だってあの神谷財閥ですもの。
But Yuriko-san's family is especially extraordinary. They They are the Kamiyagi group after all. The Kamiyagi group. Even I knew that name. I think everyone in Japan knew that name. Lately, they were even known around the world as the globally expanding Kamiyagi. To put it plainly, the idea of me becoming friends with someone from a family like that was nothing short of a miracle.
瑠璃子さんこそは筋金入りの箱入り娘と言えるでしょうね。
Yuriko-san is an honest-to-goodness hothouse flower. Whatever that means. Rise-san was a very active person, but she was still a proper lady, which gave her statement extra conviction. They said no, huh?
浮かない顔ね。ダメだったの？
You look rather upset. Did they refuse?
ダメではなかったんですが。
He didn't refuse, but there's a condition, huh? Yuriko-san explained that the suddenness of the request meant that their usual bodyguards were already full scheduled elsewhere.
普段見知っている方なら自信を持って推薦できるのですが、そうではないのでどうしようかと。
If it were someone that I knew, I could recommend them with confidence. But in this case,
どうしましょうか。
what shall we do? Can we still get a bodyguard?
はい、それは先方は会社ですので数百人からいらっしゃるそうです。
Yes, it's a company, so they do have several hundred available. In that case, let's do it. I want to make up with Chiho quickly too.
わかりました。
Very well. Yuriko-san pressed a few buttons on her cell phone to take it off hold.
お父様、やっぱりお願いします。はい、明日で。
Father? I will take one after all. Yes, tomorrow. From there, the three of us worked out the finer points of our plan, and I prepared for tomorrow. Let's some ellipses.